What's good? What's good? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple Ace Podcast. This is the Triple Ace Podcast. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back. So let's get into these topics. The NFL for a minute. These are the scores. So Atlanta Falcons versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their score was 29-28. Then you got Baltimore Ravens versus Bengals. The score was 24-0. Damn. And I thought the Bengals was going to beat Baltimore too. Then you got the Raiders versus Eagles. 31-0. Another blowout. I betted on that game. I had A.J. Brown for a certain amount of yards. And it turns out the motherfucker only had 14 yards. So I lost some money on that game. Then you got the Cardinals versus Texas. Texas won. The score was 20-40. Then you got Chargers versus the Chiefs. I seen that game, and man, I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but it was sad watching them go out like that. So they are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Then the Bills and the Patriots. I thought the Patriots was gonna whoop the Bills, but the Bills ended up coming back. This made the second game they came back. They started off weak. All right, next, Jacksonville Jags versus Jets. Jacksonville won 48-20. Shout out to Duval. Next, Washington versus the Giants. Now, this ended, both teams garbage. But my Cowboys got to beat the Giants. But anyway, the score is 29-21. Commandos won. The Browns versus the Bears. The Bears beat the Browns. It is what it is. 31-3. Carolina Panthers lost against the Saints. The score was 17-20. The Panthers need to win. Wow. Detroit lost against the Rams again, 34-41. The Colts beat Seattle. No, my bad. Seattle beat the Colts. My bad. 16-18. Green Bay lost against the Broncos, 26-34. Tennessee Titans versus 49ers. 49ers won 37-24. Then the last game of Sunday, Minnesota Vikings versus Dallas. Dallas lost. The score was 34-26. And then Monday, you got the Dolphins versus Pittsburgh Steelers. So I don't know who's going to win that game. So Trey Songz got arrested up there in Manhattan in New York City. Basically, he punched a nightclub employee in the face, all because they said that the tables were taken, the VIP section was taken. So he apparently got mad and punched the employee in their face. They saying this ain't the first time Trey Songz did it. But so he been arrested. This happened in December the 4th. And then they say this is not the first time that Trey Songz was hitting a nightclub venue. It happened again in some part of New York at a nightclub. And so he got arrested on a misdemeanor charge. So his bond is set for $400 million. He might be out on bond, who knows. But the thing is, if you are a celebrity or something like that, you can't be putting your hands on people. Like, what's wrong with you, man? You're a walking money. You're a walking target. Like, certain things you just cannot do. Like, you hire your security to do that. Your bodyguard, they supposed to do that, not you. So I know you're trying to act like you big and tough guy, but hey, you're a public figure. You got a lot of money. and certain things you just cannot do, or you put in jail, or you'll get a lawsuit. Most likely, that club employee gonna sue you because they broke. They know you got the money, so they gonna put in a lawsuit for that. But other than that, just because you mad because you went there, everything taken up, you can't get mad for that. Just go to another club. That's what I would have did. But hey, there you have it. Tory Lanez. I keep saying Tory Lanez, but Trey Songz is arrested. So Puff Daddy documentary that's on Netflix right now. A lot of stuff, I watched the whole documentary that 50 Cent produced, and a lot of the stuff that's on there we already knew. So it ain't like it was new information. I don't understand why people going crazy about it, but everything they said in the documentary you already knew about it. Just read the newspaper, you know what I mean? So I don't know why people are obsessed with it or stuff like that, but it's crazy because you do see a lot of bullshit goes on in Puff Daddy life, and you see a lot of behind the scenes things, but this is nothing new, you know what I mean? Like the one part when Puff Daddy was talking about he washes his hand with sanitizer because you got to meet a lot of people. Yeah, I agree with him, you know what I mean? It's germs everywhere. You know what I mean? You should be able to wash your hand like everybody else do. I don't see nothing wrong with that part, you know what I mean? Now, the Tupac shit, Tupac already knew who shot him in Quad Studios that night, you know what I mean? Jimmy Henchman was behind it. He paid some dudes to set up Pop, take his chain, stuff like that. So Puff Daddy had nothing to do with that. But 50 put it in there anyways. And so the documentary, it tells you a lot of new stuff, like what happened with the kids getting stuck in that school, and a lot of kids died when they had like the little celebrity basketball thing in the high school in Harlem. But other than that, I don't see nothing wrong with the documentary. I'm sorry. But only thing I see is they put out stuff that we already knew. So the documentary is not really telling me anything about Puff Daddy. Not really. But you have to be a fan of hip-hop to understand that this ain't nothing new. So if you're not a fan, then I encourage you to go ahead and watch the documentary. But if you did your research on it, you know none of this stuff, everything they saying in there that you already knew about it. It's not nothing new that what 50 Cent talking about or put out in the documentary. That's my take on the Puff Daddy. Now, DoorDash news. The DoorDash driver, right, charged with a felony after tampering with people's food. So on camera, you see the white lady, she pepper sprayed this lady food. Lady only left $2 tip. And then the lady ended up getting sick. Now they caught all this on the camera. So the doorbell camera. So the lady arrested that worked for DoorDash, she arrested. But on my off day, whatever, from doing trucking, I do DoorDash to make extra cash. So people like this is really fucking it up for everybody else that do DoorDash, that are good drivers and good citizen people out there that, deliver food for a living, that needs the money. And then you got sick people like this that do dumb shit to the customers, and you wonder why this shit gonna fail. So, I mean, and then this one here, and then a couple, months ago, it was another girl that, same thing, she took a picture of a guy that was in his house naked, whatever, and she got arrested. So, I mean, people do sick, they sick, man. But me, when I order food, whatever, I go ahead and pick it up because, I got transportation. But everybody don't have transportation, or some people just don't have time to, go pick up their food, whatever. But me personally, if you can, go get your own food, you know what I mean? Because your food you gotta think about it. You can barely trust the people that works at the food places because they nasty they damn self. And then you got a driver come picking up your food. You don't know if their car clean, got roaches in or what. So you gotta remember, they got roaches in their car. Guess what? Where the roaches going at? They going inside your bag. They going, you know what I mean? So y'all gotta be careful, man, when you're using DoorDash. You know what I mean? I prefer you go get your own shit. I'm old school. I'm that believer. Go get your own shit. You know what I mean? If you can't find a family member to go take you somewhere or go get your food, then, stay home and cook. But other than that, people like this, man, DoorDash might not be around for a while before. Well, they might not be, around for too long because they got sick people like this. Now she all in jail because she pepper sprayed the lady food and the lady got sick. All right, Hollywood news. I hope I'm saying this name right. Forgive me if I'm not saying this name right. Rob Reiner and his wife found in a Hollywood mansion, they throat split, and they think it's a family member did it, which is the son. So the son is being arrested. They think it's an argument happened with Nick, which is his son. They think he's the one that killed his parents, I believe. And so he's now in custody. But yeah, so prayers for that family. But rich people, this is what happens when I guess you spoil your kids and they can't have what they want, and they can turn on you. You know what I mean? Sad story, man, but RIP to Rob, man, the Hollywood actor. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple A show. Y'all have a nice day. I will see y'all again on the next episode. And I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode. I don't know where you listening to this podcast from, but, give me a shout out. Whatever, I'll shout you back out. Don't forget, I can own a clothing line store, the Nard Clothing Line. You can look that up. And then you can go to triple-ace-merch.com. You can look that up. And then also got Madison and Friend Tommy on Amazon. It's a book for little kids. You can check that out. So other than that, I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all have a nice day. Peace.